Testing. Is this thing on? All right. So, $400 billion mega future city.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you have that kind of money as a billionaire. You just like we'll just throw around $400 billion, no big deal.
Build a city. Just
Sustainable city. But it reminds me of some of the things that Boston and some of the other big cities are doing, where you live in the city, you work in the city, and you can walk to work. There's really no cars. It's like a tram or bicycle to get into work.
So with a city like this, do you think there's going to be like vacancy for commercial places to in-store their own businesses, or do you think it's going to be kind of like everything already like prepped for that, like?
No, I think that I mean, if you think of downtown Summerlin in Vegas, right? Think of that small area and how beautiful that is, and imagine people in the buildings there living there and not going outside of that little downtown Summerlin. I'm referring to the mall that they built there was new and upcoming. I mean, you need the stores to survive, at the bottom, so that people can eat, they can shop, they can do their normal thing, and then work would be in the buildings up above it, and you have your workspace, and then you also have your living, and it's all within walking distance. That's what I imagine that this will be. But this, to me, feels like they're trying to do like the water. They want the whole city to be sustainable from in itself and not need anything from the outside. Just very interesting.
I think it's a great idea, and I think it would be a very interesting experience to live in one of these cities when it was all put together.
It'd be cool to visit too.
Yeah, even just to visit. I mean, it's crazy. Like, you imagine this stuff when you see this stuff in movies. Like literally, you see like this
It's
type
futuristic
of stuff in movies, and then you see it come to life, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's unbelievable, honestly.
Yeah, and they're trying to make it like a utopia feel to it, where it's everything is perfect, in the city, and it's kind of the visual that they're giving for Telosa. I mean, could they do it? Sure. I mean, it's going to cost a fortune. I think people will be happy to live in a place like this.
Do you think it's going to be, how expensive do you think it's going to be to live in a place like this?
It's going to be probably expensive. I mean, it's not low income area. It's definitely going to be
everything's
pricey.
Going to be brand new. So
yeah, I mean, it's a premium to live in a place like this. This is how they're going to see it, and I believe that's how the billionaires who fund this thing are going to get their money back, not from just the businesses, but from the residents as well. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of see like in this picture,
it's going to just be a bunch of property to sell, pretty much.
Yeah, and they got like the cafe downstairs. You can see like they got a robotic, all electric car like commuting around the city.
And it's amazing to me. Honestly, I'm gonna visit Telosa as soon as it's built. I wanna visit this place.
This is like you almost don't leave this city. I mean, if you want to travel once in a while, but when you're there, everything is there for you within walking distance. No cars, no car insurance.
I think Vegas is gonna become more like this as time goes on. Because Vegas generates so much money. I feel like that they have money to throw back into the city, and I feel like it's gonna slowly but surely become more and more of a futuristic city.
Well, they're not even sure where they're going to place this. I mean, it could be in Nevada, so they could potentially build this thing outside of Nevada. I mean, they have the room for it, and I think that's the idea, is that it's untapped territory at that point, and they could for surely build this out in Nevada. Yeah, I'm sure Vegas would want it, but then they would have to build transportation to get in to like the casinos and the strip and stuff like that, because the casinos would want to tap into that. But as far as the city goes, I mean, it's cool. I mean, you look at the pictures and stuff. It's very futuristic looking, and it's a very cool idea. I mean, I dig it.
I wonder, like, how long the whole process is going to take, and when exactly it's going to be done. I hope it's by at least 2030. That's what I'm thinking. I think it'll be done by then. I could be wrong. Could be longer. I mean, it's a whole entire city.
If you do it in Nevada, and you take like the Gigafactory, which should have taken enormous amounts of time, and they built it in record time, and if you follow those types of processes, this would be complicated, because you're designing and changing as you go to make it fit what the vision is. But I mean, the Gigafactory was built hyper fast in Nevada, so yeah, and because the weather's so good, pretty much all year round, you could just build and not have a lot of problems. No rain, no issues. I would imagine that this would be built very fast in Nevada. I think the trouble that they're going to have is finding the funding for it. At least that would be my suspicion, getting people to fork over $400 billion for this project.
What do you think the people get that are investing into the city? What are they getting back out of it? What do they want out of this?
Well, they're going to get a return because they're going to rent the stores out. The city, you're going to have to pay some taxes in some way, but it's a different type of tax. You maybe it's a condo tax or something like that, and that's where you're going to get money. It's the revenue from the stores. It's the revenue from your water bill and all these things that they do to live in this area with a premium. It's a lot of risk too, because you have to build so much and there's so many unknowns. Like they're talking about their water system, is going to have its own special water system that you can drink off that's not like a normal treatment facility that we have today. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, how do you plan to do that? And they don't really talk about all those details. And it's like they're going at very high level.
They got new technology probably in there. Investing it and putting it in the city.
Maybe. I mean, if they do this and they build it out, I'm sure people will be, biting at the bit to live there. And, they built really expensive condos, in like Saratoga Springs, New York. And multi-million-dollar condos. And I'm like, who's going to live? And they sold them out, right? And they're all rich people. But it's like, at the end of the day, people... They don't want to have to drive a car if they don't want to drive a car, and they want to live in kind of a utopia world. If you're at that level, you've got your money. It's like, why not? Raise their kids
it's something
there.
new. Yeah, it's something new for everybody. This is like something new for everybody. So why not?
I think some of the hype is a little far fetched in what they're trying to accomplish. It would take a long time. They're talking about like the water supply and stuff. That's really complicated. I don't feel like they've hit that and figured that out. I think it's, but building the city, I think it's a cool idea of what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah, it's basically renewable energy.
I wish they had like a final location already, just to know where it's at. But they're probably not that far along with the process. It's probably not even being built yet.
Well, they don't even have the funding yet.
Oh wow! Wow.
They don't have the money yet. Nobody's.
This is just an idea.
This is completely just an idea, and they're trying to get billionaires to step in and chip over money.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's gonna formulate.
Exactly.
This could just be, pillow talk.
It could strictly be pillow talk. Exactly. Yeah. In theory, it's cool, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, if it does happen, though, I would like to see more of these cities pop up over time because, I think that would just be cool to have more of these types of, I feel like the government could chip in and build more cities like this just with the funding that they have already. You're pulling all the soldiers out, so you got some money from the military
from not being in the war.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
well, I think would you want to pay taxes right now even though you're not living there? Your tax money to go towards something that you're not going to be there? Like if this gets built in Nevada, you're not there. You want to pay for that? And that's going to be the problem. People are going to go, well, what do I get out of this?
For the future.
It's for the future. It's for the future. But yeah, so a lot of people are gonna have issues with the government trying to chip in, and we'll see where it goes.
Yes, sir.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Tell us what you think about the future
Telosa.
mega $400 billion city that could possibly be coming soon. Like and subscribe.